right, we're looking at the Sunspot chart, the work of David Birch, TSM Solar Observations, which we hope to have on the show at some point. David has shown a little bit of interest in possibly speaking with us and talking about his work and what's to come in this grand solar minimum in the coming future. But again, I have no future date on that. I just know that we will eventually have a discussion. So good news on that part. But this is a graph that we keep on our website that David had put together. All right, so let's talk about the slowest start to Atlantic hurricane season. I want to point this out really fast. Actually, let me do this too. All right, so my mic's still on. All right, great. While I am showing you this article on what's up with that, I also want to bring up Mike's weather page, and I want to share with you guys a couple things. The shear one, but the dust is the main thing I wanted to show you guys. So bear with me here real quick, guys. Usually they have this update here on his site. I'm not sure how. Here we go. The dust. And right now, again, this apparently has a lot to do with why we are seeing. This is part of the reason why we have a very slow start to the Atlantic hurricane season. Back to the main screen here. All right. Here's a look right now. Not much happening. This is a Sahara dust layer. As you guys can see, we've got a wave of dust, very thick dust that could be coming off the coast of Africa. We have a large area of dust here, and that stuff there will absorb moisture along with wind shear. It almost makes things impossible for hurricane development. Now, when we go over the GFS, I'll show you a couple things that would like to disagree with that. But watching the current maps and models, it appears that 2019 Atlantic hurricane season is off to a slow start for people that depend on the disaster report and climate alarmist media. That means no weather events to claim as being climate driven. Very important that Anthony Watts includes that, because usually by August, you guys that are here right now on our YouTube channel know that there are a lot of channels out there that like to pump up these hurricanes to be bigger than what they actually are. And this year really has to be disappointing for some of those fear porn channels. I'm not going to name any. I think a lot of people know there's only like one or two that really kind of overdo these weather events from the ocean. And that's really it, honestly. But still, Anthony Watts wants to put everyone to rest here. Good enough for me. With no current areas of storm development, 2019 has had a slow start since at least 2004, when Hurricane Charlie was named on August 9th, 2004. In a private email with top-notch hurricane forecaster Joe Bastardi, he concurs that the assessment adds, there is a chance that this could tie the 1977 for lowest August ACE. ACE is accumulated cyclone energy, an index used to measure tropical storms and hurricane energy released into the atmosphere. 1977 had the lowest for ACE. The National Hurricane Center says nothing is likely ahead in the next 5 days. Yeah, let's play it safe here. Okay, throw some softball pitches here. Nothing is going to happen in the next 5 days. Assuming no new tropical cyclones formed by August 9th, the slow start of named storms would then go back to 2001. Tropical Storm Chantal was named on the 14th of August. The peak of the season lies ahead in September, though. Okay, and as you guys can see here, we have a chart that shows you typically what we look at in the month of August. Okay, both between tropical storms and hurricanes, the average is almost 4 in August, historically from 1851 to 2017. September averages about 6. About 3 hurricanes and 3 tropical storms mainly. And then we start to see chances decreasing once again in October. October actually is a little bit lower than August numbers And November and December, of course, get real quiet. Now, is this saying that we're going to get a bunch of hurricanes at the end of the month? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm trying to compare August's numbers to so far, and I think Joe Bastardi is onto something. On top of the ACE, you've got Atlantic waters that aren't really as warm as they could be. We have El Nino, who is still trying to hang around. And the wind shear from that is also probably affecting development in these Atlantic storms. So if we're going to get even close to these August and September numbers, I honestly believe, actually this is for Atlantic region, so I don't think we're going to get close to them, honestly. I don't like making predictions, but just looking at the current conditions right now, folks, I'm super shocked. And I think that'll be reflected too when I show you guys the GFS. Severe storms possible for the East Coast. Let me tell you something. We went through it today, for sure. Here is a look at the radar earlier today near Troy, New York, in the capital region. Lots of lightning. Here's some pictures here from a friend of mine, Will Rushford, and he is from the region as he was driving through back home. Trees were down, power lines were down. And this just kind of came out of nowhere. Look at the size of these tree limbs just falling to the ground. We were expecting severe weather today, but I don't think anybody was expecting tree limbs this size to come down. Now, thankfully, there was no hail damage, there was no roof damage, nothing too structural, but still, Will and I talk about the weather a lot in this region. He's lived here all his life. And for the last 2 weeks, the capital region here in New York has been hit with storms like this in the Clifton Park, Schenectady, Troy area. And the only thing that he could compare this to was the 1991 tornado that Mechanicville had received. And Mari was also a resident of the state during that time, and she says she remembers that. Mari, do you have any memories about that particular weather event that you would like to share, or are you just too young to really even realize what was going on?
Oh, I was a teenager back in the day.
13, 14 years old?
I don't remember exactly. I don't want to disclose my age because people think I'm so youthful and young. So, anyway.
Oh, that's right. You were watching Fraggle Rock. So definitely no recollection of this storm whatsoever.
I remember.
Never happened.
I was old enough to drive because I actually drove out to Mechanicville to see the damage, and I was shocked to see these houses pierced by these trees and plywood, just pierced through like a needle in a pincushion. It was unreal to me because we simply do not get tornadoes in this area, but this area is prone to severe weather, so didn't really think about it much until you mentioned it. This is probably what, the third or fourth storm we've seen go through, and the past, I think we've covered it actually 2 shows, tonight and the night, maybe couple months ago, a month ago.
Well, it's just and the last couple weeks, it's been kind of interesting. I mean,
do you remember the show we did and we showed chances of thunderstorms, and it showed the United States map, and it was like
all orange,
yeah, like the whole thing. We're experiencing these weird outbreaks,
widespread
severe weather, and I don't recall in the years that we've had this channel running it, covering the weather as extensively as we have, I don't recall a series of storms this widespread and this severe in such small localized areas. Widespread. It's weird.
Well,
I feel like it should be assigned a new type of weather phenomena, to be honest, because I haven't noticed it until this year.
There's a current look at our weather radar right now too, and widespread showers, and it's these popcorn storms that Mari and I are referring to. These pop up, these strong small cells here with lots of lightning, like here near Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Sunbury, you're getting buried with lightning right now, and that system's very small. It's not that big. And that's what happened today in the Albany region when the storm earlier came through. It was a very small storm, but had lots of lightning. And right now it's pretty quiet out there. Some lingering shower action. I do know the power went out in Saratoga, and right now just lots of scattered thunderstorms out there. Nothing really severe. The lightning's kind of finally dying down, and that is mainly because we are now losing the energy from the sun. The sun has been down now for over an hour, so that has a lot to do with it as well. But let's zoom out and take a look at look at that. New York City is getting hammered with rain right now. Hartford, Connecticut, Boston, you're on the outer edge of this right now. Lots of rain and action still to come on the East Coast. New Jersey, Atlantic City is now finally getting some relief from these showers. You guys have been in the rain all day. Scattered across Virginia, some stronger cells. Let's go ahead and zoom in here in parts of Virginia where we're seeing a strong cell moving over Charlottesville as we speak right now. Also, if you go a little bit further west to Bluefield, another small cell, but again, producing heavy rain and lots of lightning with that. And it's just kind of, these little rogue pop-up thunderstorms that are dropping quick amounts of rain, 1/2 inch to 3/4, but lots of lightning and gusty winds are with these small little storms here.
So my question, Jake, are these widespread little series of storms new, or is it just that we're able to see it better with better technology? Is it just better radar systems?
It could be better radar systems. It could be. Not doubting that. We obviously have more satellites in orbit than we've ever had before. So it could be that we just have better technology right now. But I'm not so sure. Again, I've been watching the Weather Channel since I was a kid, and I agree with you 100%. I've never seen the thunderstorm risk map. It was almost 90% of the United States was in a risk for a thunderstorm, and that's just weird. I mean, Green Bay, you guys had some stormy weather tonight. That's moving out finally. Just some light showers heading into Michigan. Traverse City, you're getting light rain at this moment. Some lightning involved with this, but again, that is quickly diminishing as well. And that's pretty much what we're looking at as far as our current weather. Parts of Nebraska are looking at some flooding here, possibly with some heavy rain. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. I'm going to say hello to Matt out there. It looks like you're pretty safe as far as you're going to have dry weather tonight. Good stuff there. Heavy rain just above north of Sydney. Lots of lightning out here near Alliance as well. Scottsbluff, you just got through a little small storm system. That actually intensified pretty quickly right over you guys as it was coming through. Boom. Harrisburg as well, you're about to have a storm that is approaching you. So nothing major as far as weather goes tonight. Just some showers and thunderstorms, but very widespread. I mean, take a look at the map overall and look at the lightning strikes right now. It's like we're looking at thousands of or millions of lightning bugs across the United States, honestly. So that's widespread. In my opinion, that's widespread lightning. So again, to answer your question, Mari, I don't know. Is it better technology, or look at all the lightning that's going off right now in the U.S.? Does that have something to do with all the cosmic rays and the highly charged particles in our atmosphere right now? Yeah, so it could be a little bit of both too, Mari. So who knows? All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the GFS as of tonight. Actually, this starts off tomorrow, Thursday. Heavy rain back in the Northeast, Pennsylvania, the East Coast, New Jersey, Washington, D.C., Virginia, North Carolina. Florida with more showers, Colorado and New Mexico a little low forming over there, spreading into Nebraska. Matt, looks like you guys have a chance of showers on Thursday evening as that rain will continue to head towards the east and the south and reload and get even heavier as it enters through Missouri and Arkansas by Friday. A heavy batch of rain moving into the south again. Saturday, the atmosphere reloads up. Pushes rain east once again. Very heavy rain possible for your area again, Matt. on Sunday, August 11th, in northern Kansas as well. These areas really don't need any more heavy rain, and the GFS is indicating that it could be a pretty decent amount of rain. And then a couple days later, another system reloads almost exactly in the same spot. Now, fortunately, a little bit further east, but again, northern Kansas, and this region up here, will see very heavy rain amounts once again within a 2 to 4 day period. And that's going to be starting late this week, Friday into Saturday. This rain will move east into Iowa, parts of Illinois, Wisconsin, move across the Great Lakes, Toledo and Cleveland, into Erie, PA, and western New York. This system almost moves like a Lando cane, honestly, the low pressure system here. So I'm expecting some heavy flooding rains here across the Great Lakes on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week here in the Great Lakes and Northeast region. And also more of that popcorn-like thunderstorm cells showing up now on the GFS. Look at this. Take a look. I'll put the arrows down here. One cell there, one cell there, one cell there, one cell there. I mean, this looks like what we've been going through up here. So keeping our eyes on that late, about 7 days from today. But behind that system, once again, in the Colorado and Nebraska and Kansas area, more rain will develop and move east. Again on Friday of next weekend, more chances of rain throughout Kansas, Nebraska, Missouri, Iowa, Arkansas, across the deep south again, too. Also, this moisture is going to continue to flow through the Great Lakes into the Northeast once again by the following weekend as well. And it looks like the heavy rains will continue to fall. So about 4 to 6 days apart, northeastern part of New York, about Albany and northward, has a chance to pick up significant amounts of rain in a short period of time, twice within 7 days. Again, the South, Midwest, Northeast getting bombarded with rain showers. 2 days after that, Monday, August 19th, GFS is indicating that the atmosphere is reloaded. Heavy rain in South Dakota and Nebraska moves eastward into the Great Lakes once again across the Midwest. Heavy rain in Missouri and Iowa into Illinois and Indiana into the Great Lakes. Boy, this is getting messy here by August 21st. Large system here moving through the Great Lakes according to the GFS. And again, this is a couple weeks out. So very wet, active pattern from the Plain States all the way through the Northeast and the Midwest. Now, here's the elephant in the room that we should address. This is the 18Z, so we're not looking at any fear porn model scenario. But let's watch this area here in the Gulf, because I do believe the temperatures are favorable. And I did say here a little bit ago that if we have any activity for hurricanes, it is not going to be anywhere in the Atlantic. It will be in the Gulf. And let's see if we can pinpoint exactly when this storm, I'd say right here is when this thing starts to get a little bit more organized and concerning. And that's for Thursday, August 22nd. I also want to note too that it looks like GFS is now backing off. Thank God. GFS is now backing off that chance of snow. It's a very, very small chance now than what it was than 2 nights ago in our last broadcast. But let's check out that Gulf system here as we move forward again. And like I said, we get to right about here where I think we start to show just a little bit of concern. Let me, if I get back to that spot. Right there. That's where we start to notice the system picking up a little bit of energy and moving into the Gulf by August 21st. It's a little bit more intense by the 22nd. Kind of stalls out a little bit. Hangs out. And finally moves into the Gulf by late Thursday. But it doesn't stay that organized. We don't have the tight rings here. We see this could be just a tropical depression or tropical storm at worst at this point. But as we move forward in this forecast model, it does seem to kind of want to rebound as it gets into the Gulf. And there's a lot of moisture being drug up from the tropics here. All right, this is one thing that we probably should watch. So this storm is drawing its moisture from the tropics. Plenty of it. Also, the Gulf, temperatures are going to support rapid development of a storm. So, as much as I don't like to be the forecaster predictor of gloom and doom, this could be a storm that we might have to keep an eye on in the near future. And when I say near future, I'm talking the end of August, August 23rd. Now, with that being said, I just showed you an article on what's up with that if we make it past the 14th of August and we get till, what was it, the 19th? That now we're looking at the latest storm to hit the United States, or the latest named storm was in 2001. So this isn't even showing a named storm in the Atlantic region. So this is going to break records, in my opinion. This start that we're having in the Atlantic hurricane season. High pressure in the Greenland causing a block for a couple of days, actually, and very unusual for a Greenland block situation in August. This is stuff that we see usually in February, January, February months, and let's be thankful, because all that green would be snow if that was the case, and that snow more than likely could reach the south with this current pattern that we're looking at. But that Greenland block won't last. Low pressure system goes up here and it's fighting the good fight, but folks, the high pressure systems appear to be dominating a lot. I want to show Europe too, because you guys have some interesting weather coming your way here in the next several days. Go ahead and back it up a little bit. So here's system number one by Friday, August 2019. And this low pressure system is a multi-day event. Could be a windy one, decent amount of rain. Our friend Henrik in Denmark, you should see some rain from this system as well. France, parts of Italy, Germany, all soggy. And here comes system number two. And this will be August 14th. Again, heavy rain, possible windy at times. Things could get a little hairy out here. So we have two decent storm systems invading the UK within a 5-day period from August 9th through August 14th. Very interesting weather. And then look out. A third system, not as strong, but still relevant, as it'll bring more rain and showers and wind to the region once again by the 18th of August. So we're about averaging every 4 days a low pressure system coming into the UK and just making the weather downright dreary. And here we are, August 21st, right on cue. Look at this. Jeez. Now, again, let's all be thankful that this is August and not January and February. Because right now, the European nations, UK, and the eastern part and northeastern part of the United States, this would be quite a bit of snow. But thankfully, again, we're in August. But still, impressive systems moving across the United States over to the pond, and it's affecting their weather as well. Lots to go over, guys. So by any means, is this looking like that we are going to have a slowdown whatsoever in these patterns? Now, temperatures. We went over these on Monday. Probably not much difference from our Monday forecast. Summer is hanging on the deep south for sure, but look at all the cooler temperatures across the northern plains, the Midwest, and the Northeast. That has a lot to do with the wet pattern that we're going to have for the majority part of August. It's not going to be a bust for everybody. Summer is still here. As you see here on this August 23rd, we have 80s throughout much of the nation. But we do have 70s and high 60s in areas that we probably should see 80s, mid 80s, maybe low 90s at this point. These used to be called the dog days of summer. I'm a little concerned about how much hotter it's actually going to get for the rest of the summer. I could be wrong, but we could be seeing a wind down starting here within the next 2 to 3 weeks and noticing a lot cooler weather in the Northeast, the Northwest, and across the Northern Plains, obviously, because it's farther north, but especially in the Northeast and the Northwest. With the way the jet stream has been, I expect the dip to be on those two corners of our country first before we start seeing some serious cooling down by late September. So, again, just an outlook based on the information that I have in front of me. All right, Mario, would you like to come over and say hello to the chat and all that good stuff? All those good folks out there who put up with my lack of hooked on phonics.
We're talking about how to hoard chocolate in the apocalypse. I'm just kidding. Not really. We're trying to talk about
how to
look at what you have done,
Sorry.
Jake. We are talking about what would be fun to store long-term storage, and that is always a fun conversation. But first, I would like to thank our super chatters. Matt Bros. He did a super chat and he said, just for us, because he likes us. And then he did a comment, and I didn't write it down exactly, but he said, "Go Browns." No, really, I meant the Packers. So, which made me laugh because we have a Packers fan in the house.
Yep. My 11-year-old is a Packers fan. I don't know how it happened, but he is. So if that's your team, Matt, I'm okay with that, buddy.
We have our Cleveland supporter, SoulQuest.
SoulQuest 216.
Support the GSM team. So thank you very much.
Appreciate that.
And then your crayons for Jake.
Should we start a GoFundMe account?
Space Monkey, thank you for buying Jake some crayons.
You know what's sad is that Space Monkey complimented me on Monday, and he said, or she, whoever it is, "You've come a long way, Jake. Good show tonight." And then I do this. And so it doesn't surprise me that he's donating towards the box of crayons. Thank you, Space Monkey.
Chronics.
Hooked
That's
on
what
Chronics.
Jake Green said.
Hooked on Chronics.
Maybe that'll help. Our Star Project's
Probably
like
hurt.
Jake's having a cosmic ray moment. So that was
I
fun.
was.
But in the end, Jake, the main thing is we all love you. We think you're wonderful.
Well,
So let's see what else here. State climatologist in Nebraska mentioned early frost today. Said anything planted past June 1st will have significant damage.
Wow.
And that's from Matt Bros. And I was just saying in the chat, even an on-time frost is bad.
Yeah.
Let that sink in, people.
Because we're 3 to 5 weeks behind. So
an on-time frost is going to be bad, and all signs point to a very bleak harvest.
At least an on-time frost.
Very concerned.
Yeah.
Very, very concerned, especially with all the signs in the stores now with how our food supply was last year. We were made to believe that crop conditions were not too bad, it's sort of average.
Well, and to
no big issues.
And to be fair, I'll give an update too. Those signs are disappearing now, and they did say they would have replenished the stock on August 2nd through the night.
Weird ones.
Well,
being
but here's the
posted on
thing:
social media.
how long does that stock last? If we had a scare like that now, how long does this next stock last? Is what I'm saying. So go ahead.
Do you want to gamble it? No. I'd rather prep and stock up food supplies and be ready. That's basically, I hope I'm wrong. Let's hope we're all wrong. But let's be on the side of just being smart and prepared. Matt also said over 100,000 acres of irrigated ground stalled out in Wyoming and Nebraska due to a canal failure.
Yeah, he shared that with me earlier. I didn't get a chance to go through it all.
I don't think I got to read that,
thanks,
or
Matt.
he might have said that. I haven't been on Facebook much today, so. And then Ian put in the last GSM, people knew how to grow their own food. Now it's not going to end so well. City folk, most don't even know where the food comes from. And this is so true. It's not something you can just learn overnight, how to garden, how to sow seeds, how to harvest, how to take care of your plants, fertilize, feed them, give them the proper amount of light, all the way to preserving them, all the techniques into preserving them so you don't poison your family, especially when it comes to like canning your food properly. If that goes wrong, you could really get sick. So you have to really practice and do trial and error before you can, be good at this. And I've recommended a few books in the chat. Just homesteading books seem to be a good start for people because it covers a little bit of everything. Gardening, survival, prep. I really like, there's a bunch of different good homesteading books out there. I think I still have them listed on our website. If not, I'll make sure they're back up there. So, if you don't know how to garden and you don't want to start right now, at least get a book. So you have, you can read up and learn some techniques and have it in case you do need it. I don't know if I have anything else, Jake.
Special thanks again to Will from Albany for the photos today. Also, I want to do a quick shout out to Judah Cohen. He actually forecasted this current Greenland high pressure situation, and we're a little early this year to start talking about Greenland blocks, like I said earlier. But Judah Cohen on Twitter has been talking about this situation for a little while now. You good?
I'm good.
Right.
I think, I didn't take too many notes. I just would like to thank everyone in the chat. And, it's always a pleasure to spend this time with you and share ideas. And
absolutely.
Please start using the Grand Solar Minimum website. If you don't want to use that, hop into our Facebook group and share your ideas. I know, I think her name was Gina. She says she teaches canning. We would love to see you share
3
your
5-minute videos, sure.
and your how-tos, or if you want to do a little video to share with the community on how to do that, share away. We'll be happy to spread that information throughout the whole community. That's all I got.
Thank you very much, Mari.
Have a great night, everyone. We will be back Friday, right, Jake?
Yes, Friday. But thank you very much, Mari, for your participation and keeping everyone in the chat civil as always. Hello to Ian out there. Good to see you. I'm looking at some of the folks out there. Just want to do a quick shout out.
Matt Bros.
Matt, Thor, all of you who tune in. Jeff, I seen your name. Cheryl. Thank you guys once again for tuning in to the Grand Solar Minimum channel. We'll be back Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Until then, we will talk soon, guys. Take care.